Hey, it's Cade and Tony from John Deere. There are a few different ways to install the AutoTrac controller or ATC 300 steering kit based on machine type and installer's preference. In this video series, we're covering how to equip a four-wheel drive tractor with the ATC 300 and 1200 cubic centimeter closed center valve. We will go over some tips and tricks that will make this install easy, enabling the ATC 300 owner to reap the benefits of this AutoTrac solution. Please direct your questions to your local John Deere dealer.
If you're installing this kit yourself, make sure to review the warnings in the installation instructions and do this safely so we can install more kits together. Now let's get started.
This is part 2 of our video on hydraulic connections. In our last video, we installed hoses to connect the ATC valve assembly to the Power Beyond kit and the isolation valve. What's next, Tony?
In this video, we will finish connecting the ATC 300 into the machine's hydraulics.
And what's all needed for that?
For this video, we'll need a T-fitting, fabricated hoses, and combination wrenches.
For specific information on the parts and tools needed, please reach out to your local John Deere dealer.
In today's video, we will be working with hydraulic lines, so we will be wearing safety glasses and gloves.
For a full list of safety recommendations for this part of the installation, please review the instructions that came with the kit or find them online at our technical bookstore, also known as techpubs.deere.com.
In our last video, we connected a hose from port A of the isolation valve to the left port of the ATC valve assembly, and a hose from port B of the isolation valve to the right port of the valve assembly.
As a reminder, the orientation of the isolation valve does not matter. However, it is very important that the ATC valve assembly's left and right ports are routed correctly. Where are we starting in today's video, Tony?
For this video, we started by removing the machine's right manual steering hose. We added a new T-fitting at the right manual steering line.
And how do we identify the machine's right manual steering hose?
The right manual steering hose is the one that, when pressure is applied, will cause the machine to steer to the right. With the isolation valve and ATC valve assembly, be careful to keep right and left separate from one another. The hoses will be connected to the ports directly across from one another on the isolation valve, right to right, left to left.
What's next?
Well, we already disconnected the right manual steering hose from the existing T-fitting at the right cylinder rod end. Now, we'll connect a hose from that existing T to flow switch port A. And add a hose from flow switch port B to the new T-fitting at the machine's steering valve right line. We'll use a new hose to connect flow switch port C to isolation valve port D, and another new hose to connect isolation valve port B to the right port of the ATC valve assembly.
And since we connected the ATC valve assembly's right hose to the isolation valve port B, the hoses will be directly across from one another again.
Righto, Cade.
Is that all the hydraulic connections that need to be made?
Yep, that's it.
When routing hoses, it's important to minimize the risk of damage. Talk to your local John Deere dealer for more information on how to do that.
Next, we'll have to connect the electrical components of the system.
Thanks for watching, and check out the next electrifying video in this series for more information on how to install the ATC 300 on a four-wheel drive tractor.